Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel. Today I feel inspired, I feel guided to talk about healthy boundaries. How can you create healthy boundaries in relationships? The most important relationship you have it with yourself. It always starts with you. And I feel that sometimes we will always be tested how strong, how healthy our boundaries are with other people. Sometimes we don't like saying no to somebody who is important to us. But this is what exactly the Spirit wants us to do for our highest good. How often do you say no to other people? So you put yourself first. People will always be testing your boundaries. But with time it gets easier because we practice and we learn to be confident, especially taking care of our own needs. Some people don't have boundaries and you can sense in their energy when you are with them. And I feel that today's messages are very important because when we choose to create healthy boundaries with other people, we feel at ease with ourselves. We feel good. We are not drained. That's the most important. Even if it's a family member, sometimes you have to say no. Other times you have to choose yourself. So let's see what are the messages for our highest good. So pile 1 is going to be baths of Aphrodite, nourishment. I bath in the sacred springs of love. So that's pile 1. And pile 2 is going to be Goddess Minerva, intelligence. I harness my full potential. So choose your pile. Always trust your intuition. And I'm very excited to see you in your reading. Hello, pile 1. Thank you so much for being here today with me. So let's see, what is the guidance for your highest good? How can you create those healthy boundaries? So if you chose this beautiful card, straight away what I sense for you, pile 1, your soul is longing for, how can I say it? Many of you who chose this pile, you have very special needs, and you might need much more time to spend it alone. And sometimes I sense that you might feel guilty. You might feel guilty because maybe your friends, your family expect more of you. But your emotional, physical, mental needs, they require your special care, special attention, because because you picked this card, nourishment. It's so important for you to withdraw sometimes. Maybe some of you like having a long baths, but whatever relaxes you, whatever makes you feel so empty, so nourished. Always do more of that. So I feel for you, pile 1, your energy is very sensitive, and that's why you need this special care. You might be very sensitive to other people's energies, even if that is your family member, even if that is a friend, somebody who's close to you. But your soul is always longing for that space where you would travel, where you are all alone, where you're being nourished, where you feel your heartbeat, where you're fully relaxed. So I feel that you're being guided to deeply take care of yourself every single day. And it doesn't matter if sometimes you really have to walk away from people, to make people feel like they don't have you. Maybe some of you need this alone time, and much more time you need. I feel that for you time is very precious, and you feel your best when you're having a long bath, when you're listening to the music, when you're doing whatever makes you feel centered in your heart, when you don't need to think about anything, when you don't even need to talk. Maybe even communication could be draining for you. And I feel that you will always create healthy boundaries if you will put yourself first. There's no need to apologize for being you. The right people will understand the real you. And those people who will not, that means they're not meant to be in your life. Because true soul family will always understand your needs. And I feel that you even should communicate your needs with those special people. You should explain, you should tell people, but don't explain yourself too much. Like I said, the right people will understand you, because you are this sensitive soul and you need this nourishment, this deep nourishment. Maybe some of you are a water sign, like a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. You don't have to be, but I feel this very, very sensual, this very feminine. It doesn't matter even if you are a masculine, but you enjoy being in your feminine energy when you're not doing, when you're being still. So next we have heal. We have ladybug. This is a time of good fortune and abundance, so be willing to receive all good things in your life. So let's see what we have for you, pile 1. I feel that you, pile 1, you have the tendency to give more. You have this habit, you have this pure heart, your purest intention, where you give a lot to people. And I feel that your spirit guides are guiding you to be honest with yourself. Where do you give too much of yourself? Because especially with the ladybug over here, which says this is a time of good fortune and abundance, so be willing to receive all good things in your life. I feel that your friendships, your relationships will grow. It will get better only if Only if you give yourself plenty of time to heal, if you nourish yourself deeply, just as I was speaking before, I feel that you will definitely benefit from that. So your relationships, your friendships will nourish only if you give yourself that special self-care. Let's see what we have. What else we have for you? Okay, so we have a embrace the blessing of life. And your affirmation is, I see all things through eyes of love in my heart. I find compassion and understanding for those who are struggling and misaligned with themselves, their higher wisdom and purpose. I am kind and compassionate with myself and others, and forgive myself for my judgments. I am compassionate. Yes, I feel for you, pile 1, the most important is to be very compassionate with yourself. You might give a lot to your family, your friends, but sometimes you truly put your own needs aside. You don't give yourself that full cup of love because maybe you rush to be that good friend, good mother, good father, good brother, good sister, but you don't. I feel that there might be imbalances in your energy, and that's why you need to heal. You want to give, you are more in your masculine energy, but no, the spirit wants you to be open to receive. There is so much love coming your way, and if you give more than what you would take, you are not open, you don't hold that space in your heart chakra. So I feel that compassion, it should be your priority when you nourish your mind, body, and soul. And that's when this abundance will come to you. All of your relationships, all of your friendships will nourish, will grow, because they understand, they see that you are putting yourself first. You're giving yourself that full cup of love. Sometimes you say no because you prioritize yourself. You love yourself. I feel that some of you might struggle with self-love, and that's why you should focus on giving yourself everything, because you are your everything. Be kind, be gentle with yourself, just the way you would be with other people, with your friends. So more you give yourself, more you will be open to receive. There is the need for this balance in your energies, pile 1. Because sometimes I feel that maybe you are so compassionate with other people. Maybe you meet other people's needs, but your own needs are not being met. I feel that you will communicate. You'll be more confident to communicate your needs when you nourish your mind, body, and soul. You will be able to explain people, to tell people about your needs. And sometimes you do need to communicate, because there will always be some misunderstandings with other people, no matter how perfect that relationship or friendship is. That's why communication is so important. It's the key to communicate with each other and tell each other. So yes, whatever needs to be healed, be honest with yourself. You don't need to apologize for being you, because you are this beautiful, sensitive soul, and you are your priority, pile one. Only then your relationships, your friendships will blossom, because you are blossoming. You are filling your own cup. So let's see. This is a good time of good fortune, abundance. Yes, I feel that this reading is all about you, that you would take care of yourself, that you would watch. If you're giving too much, step back and you will find your truth. You will understand that it is time to give to yourself. So that was your reading, pile one. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm sending you my love. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay. Hello, pile two. Thank you so much for being here. So let's see, how can you create healthy boundaries with other people? Let's see. If you chose this card which says intelligence, I harness my full potential. We have giving and receiving. Next we have throat chakra. We also have you're being called upon to provide leadership, so trust that you're capable of doing so. So what I feel for you, pile one, that your friendships, your relationships will be in a perfect balance only if you are going to communicate the truth. Maybe sometimes you are struggling to speak your truth, to tell those special people who are special to you that maybe something doesn't feel right, like you want to discuss. I don't know, guys, if you heard this, but this is so funny because I am in the nature right now, and maybe you heard those cats, and I just feel that there could be some funny disagreements, some funny misunderstandings between you and other people. Sometimes they are funny, sometimes they are annoying, just like when I heard those two cats. And I just feel that if you don't communicate your truth, if you don't tell people how you feel, there will always be those misunderstandings, and it will always get bigger and bigger. So whenever something doesn't feel right, your spirit guides are encouraging you to get out of your comfort zone. They want you to be the leader, to take the lead of this relationship, this friendship. And maybe I feel that for some of you, maybe it all started with your own family dynamics. Maybe you grew up in a family where people wouldn't communicate. When something is not right, people don't sit together and they don't talk about the issues. Because let's be real, let's be honest, every relationship, every friendship needs this communication, this clear communication. And I feel that you need to see through that misunderstanding, through that situation. Your spirit guides are encouraging you to get out of comfort zone, to be vulnerable. Maybe some of you are afraid to be vulnerable, and I sense that you will create healthy boundaries if you communicate your truth honestly. There's no need to apologize. There's no need to feel guilty for speaking your truth. That's the only way you're going to find this beautiful balance. I sense that for you, pile 2, there is some imbalance. It's interesting because in pile 1, it was also about creating balance. It was more about the feminine, like there was an imbalances in receiving, in the feminine. Here in pile 2, sorry, maybe you feel called to watch even pile 1. Maybe there is something for you, pile 2. But I feel for you, pile 2, there's a need to communicate your needs, because there will always be so many misunderstandings between you and other people. Sometimes even the strangers will be testing your boundaries. Because I was tested just now. I was tested by strangers. People would try to distract me from my work. But as soon as I sat down over here and I started talking, it felt really uncomfortable because I could hear some other people very close to me. And I really don't like anyone smoking weed. And I could smell this, and that was like a challenge for me to stay. I wanted to get up and I wanted to go and maybe speak to those girls. But another moment I felt that I have to just continue speaking and I have to stick with what I'm doing. And guess what? When I committed to this, when I ignored this distraction, people just left me. Those girls just walked away. I feel that in some cases you really have to trust what you sense, what you feel when it comes with other people. Pile 2. Use your senses, use your intuition. In some moments you will feel like you will have to take the lead of a situation. You will have to speak your truth. In other cases, you have to see through that situation. Don't act on emotion. Let it cool down, and then you will see the truth. I feel that some of you who chose a spiral, you could be very emotional and you could even be very fiery, and sometimes you feel that you have to defend yourself, and sometimes you act out of anger, out of emotion. But your spirit guides are teaching you to be very wise, to detach from a situation, to be quiet, and only then you will see what is the right thing to do. Yes, sometimes we have to communicate our truth, but I feel for you, pile 2, it's very important to create balance within your energies. Because if you will always feel that you have to defend yourself, you will be living in this masculine energy, and this is not the highest good for you, pile 2. Make sure that you create balance within your own energy. Sometimes We want to act because we feel in that way. But is that the wisest thing to do? No. I feel that your spirit guides are guiding you to awaken to this higher consciousness. Trust your psychic senses, trust your intuition. But your intuition heightens only when you quiet, only when you deepen. Not when you are in that anger, not when you are in that emotion. This is not when you should act. When you are peaceful, when you are detaching from the situation, you will see what is the best way. Let's see what else we have for you, pile 2. We have Lord Shiva, divine fusion. I unite with sacred synergy. I feel for you, pile 2. The most important is to focus on your energy, to bring that divine union within you. That's why we have here, I unite with sacred synergy. The universe is always working with you. Let go of anything that is not serving your energy. There are so many messages being communicated to you when you are cooperating with the universe, when you are uniting with this sacred synergy. Speak your truth, but only from a place of love, only from a place of compassion. Yes, sometimes people will try to cross your boundaries, and you will have to be, sometimes you even have to raise your voice, sometimes you have to do that. But I feel for you, pile 2, it's so important to see through that situation. When you don't understand what's going on in your relationship with someone, make sure you come back to that beautiful energy. Work with the universal energies. Bring yourself back into the present moment. Bring yourself back into balance. And from that place, you will see how to act, what is the best thing for you to do. The next card we have Goddess Anuket, detachment. I choose me. Yes, sometimes you really have to let go of anyone who's trying to distract you. There will be so many people who will try to pull you from your own energy. But when you detach, when you go back to yourself, you nurture yourself, you choose yourself, and you find wisdom, you find clarity. And from that place, you will know what is your truth. You will know, is this relationship or friendship for your highest good? How can you speak the truth gently, compassionately, but at the same time this person would meet your needs, you would meet their needs. Like I said, communication is very important for you, pile 2. And your affirmation is openness. I am free to give generously to others and do so with love. I breathe love, light, and nourishment into my body, mind, and spirit, allowing my inner well of resource to be fully replenished. As I weave, as I weave, as I weave, as I weave loving kindness out into the world, I receive loving kindness from a universal web. I give. Yes, it's so important to bring yourself into balance. And from that place, you are free to give generously. You do that with love. And if somebody crosses your boundaries, and by detaching from that situation, you start to sense, you start to feel that this is unhealthy for you, you can always speak your truth. You can tell them. And if someone doesn't understand, that means this person is not for your highest good. I feel that for you, Pile, too. There might be even many people who will test your boundaries. And some people will have to go. Some people will have to leave because they're not for your highest good. So do not be afraid to choose yourself. You are this queen, or you are this god, and you have all the right to nurture, to love yourself, to put yourself first. And remember that the most important relationship you have is with yourself first. So build that relationship with yourself. From that place of love, you will know what is your truth. You will know where are the imbalances in your friendships, in your relationships. Where do you give too much? Where maybe you are not receiving. If you're not receiving, make sure you communicate those needs. Your needs are very special, very important. And like I said, if someone doesn't understand your needs, if they're not willing to, I forgot this word, if they're not willing to be more flexible, if they're not willing to change things, to work on this friendship, relationship, that means they have to go. And once they leave your life, they will be people who will come into your life for your highest good. So never be afraid to lose people. Never be afraid to speak your truth and to receive this anger, to receive this, how can I say? When you will know that someone is not being happy, someone is not, you trigger them because you speak your truth. Always remember that if someone doesn't understand your needs, even if you really speak to them gently, you explain to them, they're not meant to stay. They're meant to go. And I saw numbers, free, 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 free. And when you let them go, they will always be right people coming into your life. I feel that by choosing yourself, when you are being focused on your own self-love, there will be people. Some people will be surprised. How do you do that? How come you shine so bright? Some people will be surprised and they will want to be like you. Some people will be unhappy and they will want to pull you to their own energy, and that energy is not for your highest good. So I feel that your spirit guides are guiding you towards choosing yourself. Choose yourself no matter what. People will always be complaining for many different reasons. But like I said, the right people will understand you. They will always be there for you. By choosing yourself, I feel for you, pile 2, you will use your fullest potential in this lifetime. You will share your gifts. You're very talented, you're very gifted if you chose this pile. There's something so special, so unique about you. And more you focus on yourself, more you are moving towards this path of fulfillment, success. For some of you, it is recognition, to do with recognition. But more you will be happy in your own path, in your own journey, more you will be able to give from the place of love, because you are satisfied. You're being so happy in your own life. And that's when you can give and receive at the same time. There is this balance. So that was your reading, pile 2. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm sending you my love. Take care. Bye-bye.